So, listen to this. In 2015, 3rd Division Coventry City pulled off one of the strangest transfer announcements football had ever seen. Their official Twitter account posted, "Welcome to Coventry City, Joe Cole." Yes, the actual Joe Cole. Seriously, Joe Cole. The real Joe Cole. It sounded like a joke, but it wasn't. Because 9 years earlier, Joe Cole had been the golden boy of English football. The kind of player that made even Brazilian commentators like Galvão Bueno lose their minds, saying on live TV, "Beckham has fame, Lampard has fame, but it's Joe Cole who really plays ball. You'd swear this guy was South American." And 9 years before that, when Joe was just 15, British tabloids were claiming he was earning more than the Prime Minister. He was that good. The original English Wonderkid. But that title came with a curse. Joe became the prototype for every next big thing story that ended in heartbreak. It's hard to believe that such a prodigy didn't even join an academy until his teens. Joe once said, "My dad isn't a football man. He didn't even know I could play." West Ham's Harry Redknapp was stunned when he first saw this kid in a Sunday League match, shouting, "Bloody hell! Where's his dad?" Within a year, Joe was training with the first team, showing no fear against veterans like Neil Razor Ruddock, a man once voted one of the toughest players alive. The senior players called him the Conjurer, and soon the whole country knew his name. There were rumors that he was earning $5,000 a week at 15, which Joe denied, though he admitted it made even his teachers turn bitter. But Harry Redknapp wasn't exaggerating when he said, "If Joe had asked for 30 grand a week, I'd have given it to him." How could you not? When this kid once scored 7 goals against Spain in an 8-1 win for England's youth team, even Sir Alex Ferguson was obsessed, offering $10 million for a 16-year-old Joe Cole, an absurd figure for the time, when only Alan Shearer had ever cost more. But Joe turned him down, signing with West Ham on the pitch itself. As the club announced to the crowd, "One day you'll tell your grandchildren about this." By 17, Joe Cole was already starring alongside Ian Wright and leading West Ham's youth team to a historic 9-0 win in the FA Youth Cup final, the biggest margin in the competition's history. He was England's great hope, the skillful savior who could finally make English football look beautiful. But that kind of hype can crush a kid. Joe once said, "My biggest fear is not fulfilling my potential." And he was right to be afraid. Despite flashes of brilliance, the pressure never stopped. By 21, he was made captain of West Ham, one of the youngest in Premier League history, tasked with saving a team that was already sinking. Injuries, chaos, and bad luck doomed them to relegation, even though that squad was stacked with talent. Carrick, Defoe, Di Canio, James. Joe Cole was named Player of the Year, but the heartbreak sent him packing to Chelsea, where everything changed. Roman Abramovich had just arrived, and Joe was one of his first signings, hailed as the new Zola. But it wasn't that simple. Under Claudio Ranieri, Cole was dismissed as a show pony. Then came Jose Mourinho, the man who would both save and ruin Joe Cole's career. Mourinho was ruthless. Even when Cole scored a winner against Liverpool, Mourinho said, "Sure, he scored, but after that, he was finished. I had 11 players, and only 10. Cole later admitted that Mourinho's tough love shaped him more than anyone else ever did. And it worked. By 2005-06, Cole was on fire. He was scoring world-class goals, dazzling defenders, and even Pelé said he was the only English player who could play for Brazil. He helped Chelsea to back-to-back titles, made the Premier League Team of the Year, and lit up the 2006 World Cup with one of the greatest goals England had ever seen. He even earned a Ballon d'Or nomination. It should have been the start of a legendary career. Instead, it was the peak before the fall. Injuries struck. He fractured his foot, then tore his ACL in a freak FA Cup match against third-tier Southend. Each comeback brought a new manager who no longer saw him in their plans. By 2010, his Chelsea contract wasn't renewed, even as teammates like John Terry publicly begged the club to keep him. Liverpool swooped in, promising him a starring role. Steven Gerrard even said, "Messi can do amazing things, but anything he can do, Joe can do too, if not better." But fate had other plans. On his Liverpool debut, Cole was sent off. Then he missed a penalty. The dream died fast. Within months, he was loaned to Lille in France, and, ironically, it was the best decision he ever made. In France, he rediscovered himself, playing free, expressive football again alongside Eden Hazard and Dimitri Payet. He scored, he assisted, he danced with the ball like the kid he used to be. The French fans adored him, but when the season ended, Liverpool called him back. And manager Brendan Rodgers immediately complained about his astronomical wages. By winter, they paid him to leave. He returned to West Ham, but the spark was gone. Under Sam Allardyce's rigid tactics, the magician became invisible. He later said, "Football keeps producing more and more tactical robots, while everyone forgets the game is about the ball." He drifted to Aston Villa, then to Coventry. The same Coventry that once joked, "Yes, the real Joe Cole." Joe ended his career in the United States, playing with freedom again, scoring bicycle kicks and even managing on the sidelines. But his story remains bittersweet. The tale of a player who was too creative, too expressive, and perhaps too different for the English game of his era. Joe Cole wasn't just another footballer. He was an artist born in the wrong country, a magician trapped in a world that never truly knew what to do with him.